have made it to Friday, the 20th day of February. Falls on it, 9:04. That's the time. Right here on our daily show, RiverBender.com, Roku TV, wherever you watch this show. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got a good show for all of you guys today. Dr. Chris Green joins us live this time. No need for a long-lost interview happening again. We're going to be talking to him about chronic care and chronic pain management is what we're going to be talking about. At 10:10, Mandie's going to join us back from True North and give us a little bit of an update on just how successful that Galentine's Day event was and the money they raised for that scholarship. 10:35, we're going to learn about the Art for Breakfast Club and really a really great opportunity for area artists to come together, and we'll get the latest from Suzanne at 10:35. All that happens in the next 2 hours. I hope you join me for the full show. If not, you can watch this on RiverBender.com anytime, on demand, /daily show, or you just go to the Apple Store, get the podcast app if you don't have it, sign up for notifications, and anytime there's a new interview out, you'll get it right there on your iPhone, and you can do the same for Spotify and all that good stuff. Here's what we're following today. Download the RiverBender.com app today so you can follow along with us. A Godfrey man is facing felony charges after authorities say his attempt to flee a Madison County Sheriff's deputy led to a crash involving two unrelated motorists. Here's what we know. Brian Conchalo, 31 years of age, charged on February the 9th with aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer and driving while license is revoked or suspended. Those are both Class 4 felonies, plus misdemeanor reckless driving was included. Deputies allege that on February the 8th, he sped more than 21 miles per hour over the limit, split lanes, and disregarded a traffic control device, nearly causing a collision before then triggering the crash. He allegedly abandoned a 2004 Suzuki motorcycle and ran into a residence. A judge denied the state's request to hold him, ordering electronic monitoring, travel limits, and no weapons. We'll keep you updated if more details on this case do emerge. Also in the news today, the St. Clair County coroner confirmed that Celeste and Hebner, 35 years of age, of Ellington Drive in Troy, did die after a two-vehicle crash on Scott Troy Road. Here's what we know. She was pronounced deceased at 2:45 Wednesday. The St. Clair County Sheriff's Office is currently leading the investigation into the crash. Authorities have not released any additional details at this time about how the crash occurred. The incident remains under investigation as of this morning at the time of publication. We will keep you updated at RiverBender.com /news. Still in Madison County Sheriff's deputies arrested a St. Louis man Wednesday, February the 18th, following a pursuit tied to a shots-fired investigation in unincorporated Collinsville. Deputies responded about 11 p.m. Saturday, February the 14th, to the 3200th block of VFW Lane and found evidence a home window and several vehicles had been shot. No injuries reported. Investigators identified a suspect believed to be known to the victims around 10 p.m. February the 18th. Deputies located him near the scene, but he fled, leading officers into St. Louis. The chase ended on I-70 in Bridgeton, where police found a loaded gun and suspected drugs. A full recap on that case available, again, in the news section. In Woods River City Councilman Jeremy Plank's vote to appoint himself to the city's library board will stand, according to the city attorney. At the February 17th council meeting, Attorney Catherine Warren said a review of city code, state statutes, and relevant case law found no prohibition on sitting council members voting to approve their own appointment. The city code also permits one council member to serve on the library board with voting rights. Plank's appointment passed 3-2 at the February the 2nd meeting, with Plank, Mayor Tom Stallcup, and Councilman Scott Tweedy voting yes. And also in the news today, on February the 20th, Governor Pritzker, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and Tech Lab marked the opening of the new environmental testing laboratory in Collinsville. The company built a 36,500 square foot facility to meet rising demands for analytical services, creating 40 new full-time jobs and retaining nearly 100 existing positions. Tech Lab is investing $10 million in the expansion, citing Illinois' infrastructure, supply chain access, and skilled workforce. State leaders said the project supports regional growth and it complements Illinois' climate and their clean energy policies. Tech Lab was founded in 1982 and tests air, water, soil, and hazardous materials for industrial, municipal, and consulting clients. You can see a gallery as well in the news story online. Finally, in the news today, Riverbend residents are gathering to discuss homelessness and what unhoused neighbors need. But leaders, nonprofit representatives, and people experiencing homelessness met February the 17th at First Presbyterian Church in Alton for 2 listening sessions with Illinois Chief Homelessness Officer Christine Haley. The sessions are helping shape the Home Illinois plan to prevent and end homelessness statewide. Participants praised coordination among warming locations, Riverbend Family Ministries, and the Salvation Army, but said agencies are over capacity and sometimes work in silos. They called for more permanent supportive housing, landlord incentives, job training, and fewer harmful camping bans. You can see that story as well in the daily email update if you sign up for your free RiverBender.com account. Let's take a look at weather before we talk to Dr. Chris Green and the the Associated Physicians Group. 31 degrees, it feels like 25. Today, partly sunny, breezy, and much colder than it was yesterday. And tonight, increasing cloudiness. Air quality at 34, which is good. In the mold count, 539, which is in the low category. Temperatures today reaching right around 43 degrees, and they'll drop back down to 25 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a normal February day, a high of 41. A low of 22 degrees, and on Sunday, a high of 32, a low of 16. On Monday, we start our work weeks with sunny skies, a high of 35, a low of 22, and then on Tuesday, a high of 50 and a low of 40, and that's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 31 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 25 out there with that wind. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in real quick on, just the opportunity that you and your child has with the Imagination Library. Yeah, I'm talking about Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. How does this work? So Hainer Library is teamed up to really help bring this to the entirety of the county. Does your child live in Madison County? Are they the age of 0 to 5 years old? Well, if you've answered yes to both, then they are eligible to enroll. You just go to imaginationlibrary.com, click on check availability icon at the bottom of the screen, and you can follow the prompts. You can also go to Hainer Library, and they'll give you a step-by-step tutorial. Their library, our library, is proud to be a sponsor of the Madison Countywide Dolly Parton Imagination Library Initiative. And they're asking if you'd like to make a donation to keep supporting this. You can do so by making donations to the Madison County Regional Office of Education or the Alton Education Foundation. You can note District 11 Dolly Parton IL on your check, memo, or correspondence. But this is what I think so cool about the Imagination Library. I told you guys we just signed Estella up, and super excited for her to get her first book. I mean, we have a ton already, but it's just really nice to really have those and just have the opportunity to spend more time reading with her. It's a book gifting program that's designed to inspire a love of reading in children from birth to age 5. The program sends high-quality, age-appropriate books directly to homes each month at no cost to families, helping to build their home libraries and encourage early literacy. You can see more about this, like I said, at hainerlibrary.org. That's hainerlibrary.org. Don't forget to tell them I sent you over their way, and really encourage you to sign up your kiddos for this and take advantage of it while you can. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Learn more at Hainer. Quick break. We'll come back and talk to Dr. Chris Green, Associated Physicians Group, right after this. Oh, a quick check, man. Downtown Alton looked beautiful this morning. Back to it now.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Ah, 9:18. Your Friday morning continues right here on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV. Thanks for hanging out with me if you're watching this later on demand or if you're listening later on Apple Podcasts. Thanks for helping that keep going. You know, we don't have to worry about a faux pas anymore when we got Dr. Chris Green live on the screen. Dr. Green, how are you doing today? It's great to have you on the show and really to talk about something that really affects so many people. And, you know, that's just, chronic care management. And Dr. Green, happy Friday.
Good morning.
Well, and, as we dive into this, and get into, just this topic alone, when we talk about chronic care management, what does that actually mean?
So now we're focusing a little bit less on prevention and more on the management of people who have chronic disease conditions.
Okay.
And I think in the last 10 to 15 years, the medical community has kind of transitioned based on a lot of large studies to protocols or guidelines. And so GDMT, guideline-directed medical therapy, becomes important in terms of making sure that our patients are on the right treatments, that our patients are being monitored to make sure that those treatments are being effective and safe. And so what we've gotten into is not only following these protocols and trying to get insurance to work with us and cover these things long term, but we've also are starting to delve into more of the tech at home where we can monitor our patients remotely. And the reviews on home monitoring, including like blood pressure, diabetes, sleep apnea, congestive heart failure, chronic obstructive lung disease, and even simple frailty, the results are impressive in terms of better health outcomes, reduced trips to the emergency room, reduced hospital days totally in terms of admissions as well as duration of stay. So that's kind of what we're talking about. It's a big package, but we're focused now more on I mean our previous shows we've talked a little bit about prevention,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're kind of past prevention, uh, more of pretty much focusing on the management of seniors or middle-aged people, many of whom have multiple problems at the same time.
Well, and see, that's why I'm glad you touched on, some of the conditions that you could be, treating or managing with, those patients. And can we go into a few more of those, if that's okay, just to break this down for maybe the younger audience of what some of those chronic conditions could look like?
Well, sure. Well, we can start out with high blood pressure. The
Mm-hmm.
current guidelines are suggesting that we should have the patients learn how to check their own blood pressure and even to make the initial diagnosis because there are more than a handful of people who are hypertensive in the office and they're fine at home. We don't want to overtreat them.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, the guidelines for the management of blood pressure now is to have a systolic blood pressure at or below 130. That's very aggressive compared to our traditional. But those people, when you get there, have fewer heart attacks, fewer strokes, probably live longer, lower risk of death. I mean, the outcomes are solid. So home blood pressure monitoring would be one. Diabetes, we've got the continuous glucose monitors. Congestive heart failure, we have the in-home monitors that look at heart rate, blood pressure, and the patient's own body weight. For chronic lung disease, we've got in-home spirometers and oximetry to keep an eye on. For atrial fibrillation, of course, we've got rate and rhythm control there. And many of these, through partly micro-miniaturization and all that, we can have, wearables or other devices that the patient can be taught to use in the home. And many of these are directly or through an intermediary indirectly hooked up to the doctor's office so we can see patients from home. And we've already been working with this now for about the last 6 months. I think we've got close to 100 patients who have home monitoring systems.
Wow.
And I'm certain that on several occasions we prevented an emergency room visitor or a hospitalization because we can see a change in the data. We call them up. Yeah, how are you feeling? Let's go over your meds. Let's change this dose. Let's change that dose. Let's come into the office, whatever it might be. So it's pretty exciting to see what's been shown in studies for me to see it in my real professional life as an outcome.
Well, and as we go into this conversation a little bit more, you were touching on individuals that are getting into the middle parts of their life and seniors that are older too. We're going to talk a little bit about that 50-year mark and after 50. And to me, I can only imagine that might be a little bit too late. How important is it to really get a jump on these things, as quickly as you can? To me, it seems like preventative maintenance and then long-term management goes a long way.
Well, it's interesting that you're asking me that question because I thought about that this morning about what is appropriate here for younger people. And just to drop back, I think for people who are both, say you're healthy and you're under 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure your blood pressure is under good control. Don't smoke. And make sure you're getting a good night's sleep. And if there's any question about that, check yourself for sleep apnea. Because sleep apnea translates into hypertension, cardiac arrhythmias, and a lot of other stress signals that go into the body that, and I think the statistics are something like 16 to 17% of the population has sleep apnea. So look at it this way. You walk down the sidewalk, you pass 6 people, one of them has sleep apnea. That's a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah. And so for younger people, the wearables like the Apple Watch
Mm-hmm.
or the iWatch or other brands, or this Aura ring that has come out that people are now wearing that kind of monitors their heart rate and their sleep. A lot of people come into me and say, hey, these things are giving me a message. I need to get a sleep study.
Right.
I got to find out if I got sleep apnea. And oftentimes high blood pressure will improve when you treat that. So that's on the younger side,
Mm-hmm.
if that's what you're asking
Oh
me.
yeah, 100%.
And then again, I want to say it again, don't smoke. That's the time to do it. Don't
Well,
stop when you're 55, stop when you're 25.
and this is where I find this so fascinating is just, so many times I feel like we talk about somebody that we might know that, such and, John Smith was in great health, last year when I just saw him at, the golf tournament. And then, within a year, it just seems like everything's changed. And I'm not saying maybe more frequent as of late, or as of recent, but it seems like, as I was a kid, that was kind of just the notion. It just seems like there was a lot of gaps in there. And what are your thoughts on that? Is the annual visit just not enough for somebody that is maybe stuck in the habit of, I do have these going on, but I'm feeling good just going, whenever I'm called in to go see the doctor?
Well, if you appear to be healthy, I still think an annual visit's appropriate
Right.
because high blood pressure is asymptomatic. Diabetes in its initial stages is asymptomatic. If
Hmm.
you have a lipid disorder with high cholesterol, you're not going to feel that either. So a lot of people have all these things running together. They feel great. They're playing on the men's softball team, over in the city or whatever. Everything is good. Nothing's wrong with me. And then they get hit with an event out
Yeah.
of nowhere. And it's, my gosh, this has probably been going on in the background for 10 or 15 years. You got to come in and get it checked. Sometimes I jokingly like to say it's kind of like when you buy your car, you got the checkup routine there, your oil and all that, and change and rotate your tires. I think we need to kind of treat our bodies that way too, bring
Hmm.
it in. A lot of these parts, you can't just, you know, put a new tire on. I mean, you got what you got. You got to maintain it in good shape.
Well,
Yeah.
and how important is it too when we go into, having, equipment at home like home health monitoring systems, and maybe it's just a blood pressure device that we talked about, earlier, so, any type of device. How important is it to have, just the right machine? Because to me, I wouldn't really know where to start. Is there a bad brand? Is there a go-to,
Okay, so I'm
product?
not being sponsored by anybody
Right.
here, but I will tell you that Consumer Reports looked at home blood pressure monitors about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I think of the top 7 brands, 7 devices, 6 of them were made by Omron, Omron.
Okay.
I think they've really cornered the market on home blood pressure monitors. That's what I have at home for myself. They're easy to use. The expensive ones have more gimmicks and gadgets like memories, and you can have 3 people logged into it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the very basic one, I think the tech is the same in terms of blood pressure. And there are this might be good for a whole, one of these meetings to go over the proper techniques. But nonetheless, in terms of what we're doing, blood pressure is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge because sometimes what we get in the office is nowhere what the patient's getting at home in either direction. Uh, I hope I'm answering your
Well, that's
question.
what it was, because that's what kind of has always intrigued me. If someone does have a device, a machine at home, and they're checking their blood pressure, and it's just not working correctly, and how to make sure that that's even the right brand, or just
We
making sure we
we
have.
we ask them to bring them in,
Okay.
and we line them up, and we have them check it, and then we check it and make sure we're within about 5 points of each other. And actually, we had somebody in the other day whose blood pressure machine at home was not working right, and they were really worried about it. And turns out their blood pressure was fine, but this thing was reading 30, 40 points high. He said, I'm not a tech. We don't fix them. We say throw it away, buy a new one. They're under $100.
Right.
And they came back with a new one. It was working fine, and that was a good lesson. And for us to bring the tech in with your visit, let's check it at the same time.
Well, and as you go into the management side of things a little bit more, it seems like to me there has to be at this point in the process, because we talked about the preventative side of things. Now we're here in management. It has to be, to me, to make this work, a lifestyle change in some of these cases too, where you can have the equipment and you can monitor all you want, but if we aren't doing what we need to do to stay active, or try to improve some of our habits, that could lead to the same issues.
Well, that's a great point that you make because what we find when we do in-home monitoring and the patient sees the data, it's powerful to motivate a change in their behavior. They're more likely to take their medicine. They're more likely to maybe watch their meal plan. They're more likely to get out and exercise because now they can see every single day. So let me give you a quick example. With these new installable glucose monitors that go on the body somewhere and last about 2 weeks. They talk to your cell phone and give you immediate blood sugar readings.
Wow.
They've demonstrated that if you give a patient with diabetes a glucose monitor for 2 weeks, they themselves make enough changes in their lifestyle based on what they see, not what I tell them, but what they see.
Right.
It's the equivalent of adding a full prescription of medication.
Wow.
So, and I think the same thing at home. When they see their blood pressures elevated, maybe they're not going to put as much salt on those French fries.
Right.
There are behavioral changes associated with the ability to see what you're doing. So some of this data is available to the patient. Now, there are some things that are complex, like we get heart rhythm reports on the patients, say, with atrial fib. There are some things with our chronic lung patients and their peak flow meters. Sometimes a download on a sleep apnea device, but all these things allow us to be in the home in one form or another, more minute-to-minute care. And I'm not making this up. I did a little look, but for COPD, diabetes, heart failure, hypertension, there's about a 25 to 35% reduction in hospitalization when patients who need these forms of care, we put the tech in the home and monitor them. So it's definitely effective. So Medicare and insurance pays for this when you have an appropriate diagnosis. They pay for the tech, they pay for our professional services and monitoring. So it is covered by insurance.
That was my next question, if it was covered and how that process would look.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think they're going to cover some of the direct-to-consumer things like an Aura Ring or
Right.
an iWatch, but I don't know if maybe I'm not an expert, if your health savings account might pay for that. I don't know, but maybe if your doctor wrote a note that you should wear it, I think that's what it takes for OTC meds. So
Do you
a
have
health savings account might cover that.
and that's a good point too. And going into just if you've had any conversations or had any feedback from maybe your patients or individuals that say, how is it overwhelming to keep track? And I know that there's cloud data now that goes right back to you. Is there ever a time where someone might have to take just the old pen and paper and take notes on what our heart blood pressure looks like that afternoon if we have a modern or just a basic
Well,
machine?
most of these people with their blood pressure, they're writing it down and they
Okay.
bring it into the visit, but then again, they can call us if something's way off, which is helpful. And lots of times we can make adjustments over the phone then.
How
And then they're one step ahead to the next office visit.
I'm curious about your perspective on this too. From as a physician, whenever you start to see this implemented, what does that mean for the work that you do with your patients in the office? What have you? It seems like to me you'd be able to do just a lot more, and really extend the longevity of someone's not just life in terms of how long we live, but how long we can live to enjoy it too. And I'm just curious from your perspective, when you started, if that is a shift you've seen, and when you've seen that shift in terms of chronic care management.
Well, I think following guideline-directed medical care and with an appropriate monitoring system, that's what your chronic disease management is, and particularly for these patients who have multiple problems, diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, sleep apnea, etc. I'm convinced, compared to when I went into practice 40 years ago, that these people are living longer, but they're also healthy enough that they're maintaining their physical and mental independence. They're staying in their home. They're driving their car safely. They are managing their lives and having their own forms of, recreation and socialization that otherwise, the wear and tear, say 40 years ago, was beating people up pretty much when they got in their mid-60s. You started seeing problems.
Yeah.
I got a fairly active group who are in their 80s and 90s now. Then I think I've used the term, they're my super seniors.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced it's a consequence of the application of guideline-directed medical care and appropriate monitoring of the targets to make sure we're getting where we're supposed to go.
I'm curious too, because you spoke earlier about, how a lot of these are asymptomatic, and we might not notice anything. We talked a lot about blood pressure. Is when it comes to blood sugar, is that something that we should be monitoring or just get a baseline for, or try to, before something happens as well?
So that brings us back to the annual exam.
Yep.
We routinely would check a blood sugar at that visit. And I would say that right now, in terms of the last, say, 10 or 15 years, I'm more likely to diagnose diabetes. I'm going to say 4 out of 5,
Mm-hmm.
based on somebody coming in who has no symptoms and has abnormal labs.
Wow.
We've got a few who will come in and say, oh, I don't feel good. My vision's blurred. I'm drinking all the time and I'm going to the bathroom all the time. A classic diabetic presentation, maybe 20%. But now we're on it before the patient even knows they have it, if they're coming in and letting us open the hood and
Yeah.
check the oil level,
Well, and I think that goes hand in hand with really, how efficient your office has to run for all of this to operate effectively too. And, because, getting all of that data as well as, seeing the patients for annuals and, every other service you guys provide. We just talked about HRT as well. You really have to have an effective office to get everybody on the right page and really to keep, everything just firing off like this.
So within our own office, even there, over the years, I've kind of designed protocols for the annual well exam, somewhat age-based.
Mm-hmm.
And we meet with our excellent nurse practitioners and with Dr. Scott Morrison and the rest of the team at 12:45 every Monday. We have a huddle and we review, what's the latest up to date, how are we doing, are there any problems? But in the background, we are trying to do things in a relatively similar way, so that, and we have, like I said, we kind of built protocols and benchmarks for ourselves that try to mirror the nationally published guidelines from all the specialty societies for the discovery and management and treatment of a variety of different conditions.
Well, and it's just fantastic to get those insights too, and really, tie this back in together. Before we start to wrap this up, I wanted to ask you, what's your message to somebody right now who is managing a, chronic condition and or about managing a chronic condition, who might just feel fine right now, or maybe they know that they have it and it's like, hey, I'm feeling okay. It's not like it's not affecting me yet. What's that message to somebody who's, maybe just stuck at that pattern of, I know it, but I'm still doing good?
Well, asymptomatic diseases are challenging because the patient feels fine.
Right.
And sometimes I think the caregiver needs to just sit down with the patient and say, look, this is going to cause a problem.
Yeah.
We know if you get this, and then you got to share those targets with the patient. In other words, your A1C score for your diabetes needs to be below 7, or you've got cardiovascular disease. We need to get your LDL cholesterol down below 55, or you got high blood pressure, your systolic, and teach them what the targets are, and then work with them as a partner to help them bring it under control, which is lifestyle. And nowadays, a lot of this is driven by pharmacological therapy. Most of the studies have shown that whether it's heart failure, hypertension, diabetes, that usually by the end of the study, the patients who are using pharmacological management to get to their targets are the ones who have fewer complications, better health, less death. I mean, this is serious stuff.
It is.
But again, if you don't rotate your tires, you're going to have a blowout. If you don't change the oil in your car, and your body's, unfortunately, you can't replace it. And these parts aren't. I mean, I know we do transplants, but that's a failure.
Right.
We have to
Well, and it's one of those things where if you can manage it now and take care of it, let's do it whenever it's not a mountain yet, and it's still scalable. And that's why I really enjoy these conversations, because they are that connective. To me, it's very simple. It's no different
Yeah.
than a car, like you said before. And one final question: do you see a lot of individuals that have multiples of a condition, as if it's diabetes and high? Is that common for a lot of your patients that
Oh,
are
absolutely.
interesting?
Yeah. And that's part of the juggling is, somebody comes in with four things and they're on
Yeah.
6 drugs, and you're looking at 30 data points in the labs, and insurance wants you to do it in 15 minutes. It's kind of, but I think that one thing that's helping is when the patient knows what the targets are, they're much more likely to be engaged,
Yeah.
and it makes it easier to do these things.
Well,
Uh,
yeah,
and I think these wearables and the monitoring, and particularly the in-home monitoring for our complicated patients that we talked about.
mhm.
Like I said, we've got about 100 patients right now, but we think we did an assessment. We think we probably will be up close to 400 patients by the end of this year who will be using that kind of technology.
Wow. And it's great to know that you're seeing that at home, and at least to monitor that, and keep everything in line. And Dr. Green, for patients who want even more hands-on, I think this ties back in really to the enhanced wellness care program so well, because like you just mentioned, you only have 15 minutes with insurance, and things happen with the enhanced wellness care program. It seems like individuals, you really have that time to really go in depth with this, even more so than what you just described now.
I do, and that's the big piece of the enhanced wellness program, really, is the
Yeah.
time of the visit. So the regular visit in that program is 30 minutes, and an annual wellness is an hour plus a follow-up visit. And that allows me to get into what's important to you. We actually have a checklist, what's important to you today.
Hmm.
And then we focus on what I think is important, of course, as the professional, but we also drill down into their personal concerns. But sometimes if I'm writing a new prescription, sometimes then I have the time to explain
Right.
why this drug is going to work, how it works, what the studies showed about it, what the side effects might be. And I'm just totally sold on the fact that that extra time ensures that the patient knows why we're doing it, and their compliance. They're going to go get it, they're going to fill it, they're going to take it.
Yep.
And it's a lot different than a 30-second, here, take this, and then move on to the next thing. And well, what's this for? What's it going to do? I think that the time with the patient allows them to become better partners in their own care.
1,000%. And that leads me in. Is there still opportunities to join up with this program?
We still have openings in the program. They just need to call the office, and the staff is well aware of what they're supposed to do.
Dr. Green, it's always great talking with you and gain valuable insights each and every time. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk again soon.
Good talking to you.
We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. The time's 9:44, a little bit of change. We'll come back and wrap up the 9 right after this.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation, Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Great conversation there with Dr. Green. We have made it to Friday. Have you guys seen that video of the two charter guys beating the hell out? Well, it wasn't really. It was just an onslaught of one. I don't know if you... I got it. I mean, that was something. It's all over Facebook right now. I guess just two guys... I can't show you. I mean, we're a morning talk show. I can't do it. Can I? I mean, can I show it? Would that be bad? It is a Friday. I mean, could ask for forgiveness later. I just couldn't play the audio. But anyway, they're on a job. And who knows if it's... I don't know if it's charter. It just looked like they were working on the fiber, so it could have been anybody. You know, it's just what the video said. The video said charter or Spectrum. Anyway... They're all you see is this guy out of nowhere have enough and just start throwing haymakers on the job site. And I've always been fascinated by those, the job site fights, you know? And the best part of it was there was a bystander, another guy working there with the two. The one guy's, you know, just hitting them, you know? And finally, rookie mistake, the guy gives him his back and... guy wraps him up and tries to put him in a chokehold, and that's when the referee who decided, like a good old hockey referee, you know, when they go to the ground, I'll break it up. I mean, I thought it was fantastic. What a way, you know, the happy Friday. There you go. You want to know why your internet ain't working? That's fantastic. Oh, man. Hey, coming up tonight, wanted to give you a quick programming note that Riverbender will be broadcasting the Alton High Edwardsville basketball game, the girls basketball game, the playoff game. And make sure, if you guys have a chance, check that out, man. The team is still on fire year after year, really becoming just a dynasty, and one that Alton can be just really proud of. So I got to fill you in on this just because I find it just interesting. It's kind of cool. So I don't know if you guys remember Bobby Valentine. He was the Mets manager, and he had one of the best ejections. I mean, I don't think he was that good of a manager. I'll be honest with you. He was the Boston Red Sox manager too. Well, Bobby Valentine won't necessarily be behind the sunglasses and the fake mustache at Citi Field this year, but they're bringing it back. The New York Mets announced that Bobby Valentine Disguise Night is set for May the 29th. And for all of you going, CJ, what in the hell are you talking about? Well, I'll pull it up. It's one of the best ejections. Now, it's not Earl Weaver-esque. It's not. And, good old Whitey Herzog had a good couple. La Russa wasn't the best. When he was younger, he got fired up. But I like managers that got in the face, and just were dangerous almost to an umpire. Where you were, like at the meeting the umpires had before the game, they're like, watch out for Earl today because you're going to call the low and inside one and he's going to lose his mind. It's those type of managers. That's what sells tickets. But what do I know? The Cardinals, they're doing well with their ticket sales. Anyway, Bobby Valentine gets tossed from this game, and it's like and he decides he, didn't have enough. He decided he wanted to go back, and the rest was baseball history. So I'll go ahead and play that for you whenever I find it. I think I did. So anyway, the Mets are going to do this. They decided they're going to give out 15,000 of these. The glasses mustache setup, similar to what was worn by Valentine. So he decided to text the AP and said, I love it and I will be there. Valentine did have a successful run with the Mets and he did win a World Series. I just didn't think he was that good, okay? I just thought, okay, manager. 536, 467, winning record for the Mets, but like I said, overrated. So when Valentine was introduced at Mets Old Timers Day, he decided to go ahead and don the disguise then too. But so I got to just show you. I mean, it's just one of those things in baseball history that just go down forever. So when we come back with top of the hour news, we'll do that here in a second or give you a news brief in a couple of minutes. But this is what the Mets are doing in honor of what I think is top 3 baseball ejection. It's not for the violence. It's just for the true and utter genius that was Bobby Valentine for one night in New York.
Will throw the bat at the ball. I think from that angle, that was the call that Piazza got out too quickly. Couldn't do it. And now Ricky leads off the bottom of the 13th against Graham Law.
Just brilliant. You see him back there?
It'll be Henderson, Alfonso. And remember now, the pitcher is in the third slot with John Olerud having been replaced as part of the double switch. Bobby Valentine, the dugout. Right.
I mean, this is just brilliant. So the Mets are going to be honoring him. 15,000 going to be given away. Remember when the Mets couldn't draw a dime like 10 years ago? Man, that was something. With that being said, we'll give you a quick news brief, and we'll come back at the 10 o'clock hour with True North Aesthetics Company, and then we're going to talk to the Art for Breakfast Club. Really excited to hear this group come to fruition. I mean, I truly think that Alton's in the midst of a really cool, like, mini renaissance, if you will. And this Art for Breakfast Club is tailored to really bring everybody together and really just show some camaraderie. So that comes your way, too. Right now, though, here's the news stories that we're following. You saw the breaking news notification yesterday. St. Louis County Police our notes were shifted. A St. Louis man was arrested after that pursuit ended in Bridgeton. That was that all call from the Madison County Sheriff and that breaking news alert that you saw from RiverBender.com. Madison County Sheriff's deputies, they arrested that St. Louis man Wednesday following a pursuit tied to a shots fired investigation. This happened in unincorporated Collinsville. Deputies responded to reports about 11 p.m. Saturday, February the 14th to the 32nd 100th block of VFW Lane and found evidence of home window and several vehicles being shot. No injuries reported. Investigators identified a suspect believed to know the victims, and around 10 p.m. February the 18th, deputies located him near the scene, but he fled and led officers into St. Louis. The chase ended on I-70 in Bridgeton, where police found a loaded gun and suspected drugs. You can see more on that write-up available at RiverBender.com. A Godfrey man is also facing felony charges after authorities say his attempt to flee a Madison County Sheriff's deputy led to a crash involving two unrelated motorists. Brian Kinshalo, 31, charged February the 9th with aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer and driving while licenses revoked or suspended. Those are both Class 4 felonies, plus a misdemeanor charge for reckless driving. Deputies allege that on February the 8th, he sped more than 21 miles an hour over the limit and ran into a residence. A judge denied the state's request to hold him, ordering electronic monitoring, travel limits, and no weapons. We'll keep you updated on this case at RiverBender.com/news. Before we take a quick break for top of the hour, there is one final news story. There's two for you, actually. One, the big news story on the tariffs that the Supreme Court just ruled on. Governor Pritzker, this is the story we'll get to first. The Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity and Tech Lab marked the opening of the new environmental testing laboratory. The company built a 36,500 square foot facility to meet rising demands for analytical services. This does create 40 new full-time jobs and retains nearly 100 existing positions. Tech Lab is investing $10 million in the expansion, citing Illinois' infrastructure, supply chain access, and skilled workforce. State leaders said the project supports regional growth and complements Illinois' climate and clean energy policies. Tech Lab was founded in 1982 to test air, water, soil, and hazardous materials for industrial and municipal clients, along with consulting clients. This is the breaking national news story for you. The Associated Press will have this one on our site. The Supreme Court did rule Friday that President Trump does not have the power to impose wide-sweeping tariffs across the world. 6 of the court's 9 justices ruled that the president does not have the authority to impose tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which Trump administration argued gave them the ability to do so. Justice Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Brett Kavanaugh dissented. Based on 2 words separated by 16 others in IEEPA, regulate and importation, the president asserts the independent power to impose tariffs on imports from any country of any product at any rate for any amount of time, Chief Justice Roberts wrote in his ruling opinion. Those words cannot bear such weight. That was the end of that quote. Friday's decision does not stop the president from imposing duties under other laws. While those have more limitations on the speed and severity of Trump's actions, the top administration officials have said they expect to keep the tariff framework in place under other authorities. But that is the bigger news story nationally today. The Supreme Court did rule against Donald Trump on the tariffs. You can follow more nationally at RiverBender.com/AP.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Daily Show. Welcome back at 9:15 is the time. 56 degrees. I was just telling Scott and Melanie there was a bridge there yesterday. You know, that fog is interesting today. Going into this, coming up this Saturday on February the 21st, this is Alton VFW, post 1308, right there on Albee, and Scott's Freedom from Cancer benefit. Scott, Melanie, thanks for joining us today, and really excited to help promote this event and really spread awareness and the word for this.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, you know, if it's okay, you know, take me through a little bit of what led up to the fundraiser and your story.
Yeah, so the story is a little, it's actually not unique anymore. We're seeing more and more of it. Back in August, no symptoms whatsoever. I developed a severe stomach pain, was taken to the hospital, found a blockage with a tumor. They had to put me in emergency surgery, and it was stage 4 colon cancer. No symptoms up to that point.
Man.
And it was in the hospital for 30 days, and then have started treatments now. And so far, things are going good with the treatments. They're working. Good. So, but we wanted to throw a benefit together to, again, raise awareness and obviously help with some medical bills. But to get, you know, what we have found is the community has really stepped up in this. Mm-hmm. We have received so many donations, so many, you know, things for this benefit, and it's just been amazing. And as this benefits to raise awareness and to help with medical bills, it's also just to get the community together. Let's have some fun. Let's forget about life for a little bit.
Well, I'm sure that's just, you know, such a big component of it, too, especially with all the stresses that I'm sure that, you know, everyone goes through, you know, yourself, your family, and just to have a night to really just enjoy it, you know, that's got to be something we all look forward to.
Yes. Yeah. And we're expecting, hopefully, you know, big crowd, and we're going to have the band Borderline there.
This is cool.
So,
well, that's what I was telling you. I said, how long did it take you to book this out? Because Borderline, that's a great one. And you know what I think is so cool too is, you know, when you add the component, like you said, with, you know, how great the community's been, and then you add the community element to this event with the vendors and, you know, the different, you know, food, you know, whatever food options you have, we'll talk about. But when you add those components, the band, and then all the other cool additions, it really makes for a great community night.
Yes, it really does, and we're looking forward to it. And I hope everybody can show up and come out and just, like I said, just have a good time.
When does it start?
So we are going to have a vendor fair in the morning. That's from 10 a.m. to 3.
Nice.
That is just local vendors coming in selling some stuff, and then at 5 we'll start serving food from Taco Mayo.
Taquero Maya.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. So we're going to open taco bar for that, and they serve till 7, and then the band starts at 6.
Fantastic. Well, and, you know, the VFW is such a great location for it. You got a lot of room to move around in, and Borderline's going to sound great in there. And then silent auction, is that a component of this event?
Yes. We have quite a few. Like I said, the community's been amazing. We have quite a few donations that we will be silent auctioning off from. She has a list of some of the ones we want to mention.
Some of the ones, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no time to mention all of them. No time to mention all of them.
That's a great problem to have. Yeah. Well, and, you know, while we're pulling those up, too, there is a 50-50 raffle component of it. You guys can follow along. There is an event listing on our community calendar. There is more information on the Facebook link as well, and I'll take you to that. let's go right into the vendors real quick, if it's cool, because I would love to get a sense of, who we can go see and who we can shop, if that's okay too.
So some of the vendors, I actually didn't have that list pulled up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'll get that ready for you though.
Well, okay, well then why don't we go back into, is it okay? Which list do you have pulled up?
I will get the vendors real quick. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, I just think it's really just so cool to recognize them and kind of give them some plugs before we get in there to get even more people out there to shop them up.
So we have One Hail of a Craft, which, they made the benefit shirts.
Oh,
for
wow.
us that
That's
we're seeing
really
here.
nice. Because I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Yeah, we will be selling T-shirts and koozies
Nice.
from them.
I'm in for a koozie for sure.
We have a couple of crocheters. We have a free photo booth that's going to be there. House of Crafts, Sage Salon and Spa, Slabs on the Curb. That's going to be the food truck that's there. And that's just some of the ones that are going to be there.
Fantastic. And that starts at 10 a.m.?
It does.
And it runs until 3, and you guys can get there really kind of an open house style?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. And now, what's the cost to attend the event with the taco bar and the music component?
Yes, starting at 5, it'll be $30 to get in.
Oh,
12 and under are free. Kids are welcome. We want as many kids as I love kids, so bring them on out. We'll have some fun. But yeah, $30 to get in for the food and the taco.
What a deal.
Yeah.
What a deal. I love that. And now going in, if we could, to pull up some of those silent auction items too, let's plug some of those and see what we can win.
Awesome. So we have
I'm nosy.
Some of the donators have been like Nothing Bundt Cakes, Edison's, Chef Shop. We have some stuff from Paisan Armory, Alton River Dragons,
Wow.
Grip and Sip, Atomic Arcade, Dick's Flowers. Schlimmer's Lounge has also donated quite a few baskets as well.
So that's only partial.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Well, and it goes back to what you're saying. It does, through it all. And, I couldn't begin to imagine, what, that the fight is that you're going through and, all that journey. But just to see, the community rallying behind you and really just, coming together with the basket items or whatever contribution it is, man, that's so cool. And it really brings, especially during, this time of the year leading up to Easter, that component of community back,
Yeah.
And so what do you look forward to the most? Like, are you the music guy? Are you the taco bar guy? Or are you ready to win the 50-50?
I'm just ready to see people.
There you go.
I'm prior Navy. I've got some Navy guys flying in from each coast, and I'm just ready to hang out with some people that I haven't seen in forever, and maybe meet some new people that show up.
Well, thank you for your service too.
Thank you.
Well, and Melanie, as you're planning this, Scott, how does that look? Because we talked, about 3 months putting this together, and it takes a lot to organize all these different components of it. Did you take it all on, or was there some delegating going on here?
Oh, it was a lot of delegating.
Okay.
So some of our friends, when he was in the hospital, have reached out to me, and they're like, this is what we want to do. If you're on board, we'll get it started. Wow. And everyone has been just like super I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself at all. They've jumped in, and
we have 3 major ones that have helped out. We have Michelle Price, who I'll plug her Tangle Tinsel Farm.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Yes.
She's absolutely fantastic.
And we got my cousin Carrie Richardson, and then Aaron Hunter.
Really cool.
They've all just jumped in, and each person has kind of taken on their specialty and coordinated that, and then we all just kind of touch base and meet and go over things.
This is fantastic. Now, I just hope this 50-50 raffle gets pretty big. That's all I'm hoping for.
I think it'll be cool.
And now, going into this, so $30 if you want to be a part of the taco bar. Taqueria Mayo, that is the place to go for your tacos. The breakfast tacos at the farmer's market and everything else that they do at the actual restaurant is just fantastic. Good people, too. And that's 5 to 7 p.m. Cost is $30, plus you get live music from Borderline, the 50-50, the silent auction. And then, I guess, to do the vendor fair and shop, is that just free to attend?
Yeah, free to attend.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Really cool. And are you still looking for vendors? Are we done on that?
I think there's room for a couple of more. They can reach out to Michelle. There should be a link on the benefit page to reach her.
Fantastic. Why don't we do this? I got to pay a bill. It's $9.25, a little bit of change. You're watching us on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, or one of our social media simulcasts. We'll come back, chat it up some more, and we'll see you there on February the 21st. We'll talk about it more Next.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
$9.26, a little bit of change. We are back. Scott's Freedom from Cancer benefit is coming up at Alton VFW, post 1308, this Saturday, February the 21st. Starts at 10 a.m. with the vendor fair and the food truck. Slabs on the Curb's going to be there. And you'll have some more fun, too. 10 a.m. until 3. 5 p.m., a $30 cover gets you into a Taqueria Maya Taco Bar. And a silent auction. And a 50-50 raffle. And an exclusive concert by Borderline. Life's looking pretty good on Saturday.
Yes.
And, you know, it's great, like you said, to bring the community together and really have just people and having a good time. You can also support by buying shirts and koozies at the event. The sweatshirt's awesome. Is that going to be available, too?
This is actually just for me.
Yeah. Our shirts will be gray. These are our staff shirts.
Staff shirts are yellow.
So people can find us.
On them, jobs that we have. So.
Well, and, you know, I think it's so cool because I get to talk to, individuals that promote, have an event, and of all different kinds. But it's nice to hear, you guys are really enjoying it, seems like, the process of this. And, before, Saturday hits, I think it's so cool that when we were talking during the break, just how the kind of the support happens, and it's just the old adage of, once the train starts, it's hard to stop it kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Going in to the evening, is there anything else that you want to kind of plug specifically about the night?
So the 50-50 drawing, we're hoping for a big turnout on that, and that will be cash only.
Yeah.
To get in the door, and everything else will be cash or Venmo. We'll
Perfect.
Take both.
And and there's no ticket sales online or anything to worry about.
Just show up and we'll take care of you. And again, kids are welcome. 12 and under are free. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, and before we wrap, if it's okay, how is everything going on? You said that you had another treatment? I
have one more big treatment left. So as of, I'll go ahead and share the news and I'll say it again on Saturday, but I had my first scan from all my treatments after this was discovered, and my tumors have shrank 70%.
Fantastic.
So we're moving right along.
Seriously, fantastic. I'll pray for that and keep going. And, I really... thanks for, really opening up on that too. And, this is why I really hope we get so many people there. Just show up and really support this because you're providing fun. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the middle of February too. I think we can just be honest about that, it's going to be great to come together. You get a great food in the morning, great vendors, and then you get to listen to some great music, have some fun at a great venue. And they do have slot machines there. So go ahead and put $100 in there and see what happens.
See what happens,
And then donate it if you win.
I would like to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
So I am going to the Moeller Cancer Center at St. Anthony's. The nurses and the staff there are amazing. They are
volunteers,
some of the greatest people I've ever met.
Fantastic.
So,
they're friends of the show. They come on the show twice a month, and they're sponsors of the show. To honestly hear that just out of the blue is fantastic to hear, and it's just really good. Melanie, is there anything else you want to add before we say goodbye for now?
I can't think of anything. Well, we do hope to see everybody there. It is going to be a lot of fun, and definitely come out and check out the vendors and see what they have to offer.
And again, don't have to know. It's open to the public. We like to meet new people.
Absolutely. And really just going to be a great night. We'll see you there Saturday, February the 21st. Starts at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., then from 5 to 10, $30 cover, 12 and under are free for Borderline, Silent Auction, 50/50, the Taco Bar, and then get your shirts, your koozies, and help support a great cause. We'll take a quick break, link everything on a write-up on RiverBender.com, 9:30 on the nose. We'll come back with more day.
Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Welcome back. 10:21, little bit of change on this 20th day of February. Your Friday morning in downtown Alton continues on RiverBender.com, on Roku TV. I'm really excited to go pick up my damn hairspray today. It's been a week, and we're getting through it, though. Suzanne joins us now. The Art for Breakfast Club coming soon. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. And it's really cool to hear your, your background in the arts, and then also your passion for it, and really your passion for community too.
Right.
So fill us all in. What is the Art for Breakfast Club all about?
Well, first, thank you. It's always awesome to talk to you. It's just fun. But
first time on camera.
Yeah. Where do I look? Anyway, the Art for Breakfast Club, the idea that I had was to put together in a room like-minded people, because people that are artists love to talk to other artists.
Right.
And so the whole idea is to once a month bring together people in a room and do an art talk. So not like the art walk, but I call it the art talk. And so I posted that out there on Facebook, and I said, hey, who is be interested in doing this? I got so many messages, a lot of enthusiasm for right here in this area.
Well, and you were telling me too that you even had folks from across the world really reaching out, a couple of different countries represented too.
That's exactly right. I have 3 artists from other countries, and they'll be on Zoom.
That's
and
cool.
We'll see how that goes. The atmosphere, the whole vibe will be almost like sitting around your living room with friends.
Well, and now that's what I find really just so fascinating about this, because it really does bring back, that really just the cozy atmosphere that really you can get comfortable in the creative process with too. Take me through what the art talk will look like, if you could envision one.
And good point on the arts. The art talk will be a combination of things. So you know how in a gallery experience, you go into a gallery and it's awesome. It's like a candy store.
Yeah.
And I can feel all these things and see all this art, and I can purchase the art. And so I'm focusing on the space between. So I kind of consider the talk like an inside-out art gallery, where we're not talking about the experience of from when the artist signed the page and gifted or showed their work, but the space between when you came up with the idea and then when you signed it.
Yeah.
So a deeper dive in.
Well, and I think it's it's a great opportunity to have individuals from all different aspects of their journey in art, whether it's a full-on career that's established and life's great, or if we're just getting going, or, we kind of just picked it back up again. To have those different perspectives, I think, would really make for a cool conversation and really just a great group.
I think so too. And thanks for saying that. I think that's a great point. I consider it like you put a group of artists in a room, and it's like you dropped a drop of blue ink on a wet page. It just explodes with creativity and connectivity. So to your point on the community feel, art's becoming a great thing around here. There's 6 or 7 galleries right now. I moved away in the 80s and came back less than 2 years ago, and I love Jacoby Art Center. There's all these things going on. And so in a nice balance, besides showing or selling the art, it's neat to bring the artists together and be a little bit of a heartbeat, and again, deeper dive into where was your head?
Well, and I think it helps everyone get a better understanding for their own art, too, because I'm sure there's always going to be takeaways that you can use for your own pieces.
Absolutely. I love that, and it's true. And that's where a lot of your power of passion comes from.
Well, and we, yesterday we were sitting up at the conference table, and, we kind of were on the same, we are on the same page, because I think Alton's in a mini renaissance in a way, because there's a lot of different mediums that are really just exploding right now, it seems like, and it's really cool to have a community that has that feel, but to really capitalize on it, and not to really necessarily start, your own gallery, but really just to bring everybody together to enhance it is, I think, the best way to describe what you're trying to do.
I think it's a great way to describe it. And I kind of compare it, CJ, to if you're a golfer, you like to talk to other golfers, right? Like not everybody wants to hear about what loft of wedge you're using,
It's true.
So it is true. So anyway, same with art. There's nothing like talking to someone who looked at a Michelangelo and decided they wanted to frame their pictures this way.
Yeah.
Or so it won't be just local or about necessarily the art. It's more about the person.
Yeah.
And about the masters as well. So it'll be fun to talk about the Caravaggios, the Titians, the Gauguins. On it goes.
Well, and I'm sure too, it's so much more. The inspiration doesn't necessarily, and I'm not in the, I don't practice, I'm not an artist, but
you can still love it.
You can. And to me though, if you're an artist and really involved, it's the piece is great always. But to me, it's like getting to know the person behind it is so much more where the inspiration comes from, not necessarily what they created, but what led up to the creation that made them feel that way.
I think so too. It gives the art sort of more personal face, because the interpretation when you walk in is what you interpret.
Yeah.
And it's fun to meet the artists, but wow, what about talking to a lot of them and do some community things as well?
Fantastic. And now take me through your background and your career a little bit with art, and just to familiarize everybody that wants to join up and get to know you more.
Okay. So I studied art my first year at Blackburn. Then I went to Eastern, studied art, and then I decided I would move to California and be an artist.
There you go.
So after being a waitress for a little while and the things you do, I got a job in Glendale, California, near Burbank, for a publishing company. So I worked for them doing paste up and graphic design and the stuff that isn't your soul and all. But eventually I became the art director, and they used a couple of my paintings for the cover of their magazine.
Oh, wow.
And so I really felt like, wow, this was amazing. And then I kind of moved on to sales, but art's always there. You're always an artist. It's not what you do, it's who you are.
Right.
And so over the years, posted some things, sold some things, gifted a lot, and recently got my certificate to be an art therapy practitioner. And I'm just excited to be part of the community. So,
well, and I'm glad it's just nice to see the excitement. And you were saying that you already spoke to a few people just about, what that expansion could look like once the group gets going. And there's a lot of excitement about this.
I agree. I talked to Stephanie down at the Wedge, and we're looking to grow it to that style of a venue. But originally it's going to be who can come, and forming these pieces together cohesively about how often, probably once a month.
Yeah.
But where do we want to change venues? I've reached out to a lot of different places, and everybody says the same thing. Yes.
That's a good problem. That's a good problem to have.
Right? So I'm really enjoying that.
Why don't we do this? It's 10:28, a little bit of change on this Friday morning. We'll come back, chat it up a little bit more. The first installment of the Art for Breakfast Club comes our way in April. We'll get details and all the fun stuff after this one.
You're the best.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Back in with Suzanne. How are you doing? How was the break for you?
It was a blast.
So, the Art for Breakfast Club Facebook page is officially online. You guys can start liking it now by going right here on your screen and checking it out that way. I like it.
Thank you.
Art for Breakfast Club on Facebook, like it. And so that would be a good place for folks to reach out about joining up and all that fun stuff.
That's right. I put it out there. I expected maybe 1 or 2 people to come back and reach out, but messages have been fantastic, and the excitement, the boil for it. And then I realized, you know what, CJ? I don't know every artist in Alton, right? And Godfrey and all these surrounding St. Louis, whomever. And so I thought, you know what? Let's kick this really off by talking to CJ at RiverBender.
We'll get it done for you.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's just a really cool opportunity for so many people to join up and just be a part of something, again, bigger than ourselves a little bit, because you're helping empower other artists and you're really getting something for yourself, too, at the end of the day.
Sure, absolutely.
We were going into break. What would you want to highlight the most when it comes to the club and then the other opportunities coming down the pipeline?
Okay, I would say what I'd want to highlight is starting in April, come to the meetings and get rolling, bring your heart and soul, and let's just celebrate you being an artist. We're really lucky.
What do we need to bring with us?
You don't have to bring anything.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
Yeah, come on.
Well, and now, when should we just stay tuned to the Facebook for the official venue and all that fun stuff too?
Please do. Keep checking on Facebook. Log in, check it out, and I will have within the month here the time and the date for April. Mm-hmm. Everybody can message me or on the page weigh in about when would be ideal for them. We'll try to accommodate everybody best we can.
Fantastic. And we were talking yesterday about just the potential that this group could have, and it could be presentations and all these other opportunities. If everything aligns first, a couple of months, and man, you're off and rolling. Where would you like to see this go within a year?
Well, within a year would be really amazing to put together a booklet of our art
Yeah.
So and put that together for people to view, and maybe have together we think tank on a nice piece to write about that, maybe the input of the other artists or whatever,
Yeah.
but also to have a nice community hug here and do some things in the community. So
I heard that a mural of me was on the horizon.
that was probably first.
What's been the best part of being back in Alton?
I would say connecting again with family and friends.
That's what
for
was
sure.
Meeting with you the first time, it was so fun because you really did have the night of reconnecting. Or the afternoon, we met each other, and it was so cool to just hear you back into town and just loving every bit of it, and everyone loving that you were back.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just saw so many people, and you know, when you first get back, you're like, wow, I haven't seen you. It's just amazing. But I would say that's a great thing. And another, CJ, would be to reappreciate the town. So when you're going through high school, you're walking through the halls, you don't even notice the amazing river view and the bridge. You know, you come back for a reunion, you're like, wow, we had that every day. And so just to reappreciate a lot of things about the town.
That's so cool. Well, we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, including on ways that you can reach out to Suzanne and be a part of all the fun with the Art for Breakfast Club. And the first meeting coming soon,
April-ish, probably third week.
Date pending.
Yeah.
That's a tease in the radio
That's
business.
right.
Anything else to talk about for right now?
No, I think you're amazing, and thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and learn all about True North Aesthetics. They had a great Galentine's Day event, and we're going to learn about just how successful it was. After this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
on the nose, and with Mandie. It's been quite a run for you.
It has.
I'm
It's been a whirlwind.
I'm still getting the screen edited. I'm getting that done now. With that being said, how was the Galentine's Day event?
Oh my gosh, it was incredible. I could never have imagined the way the community showed up.
It's fantastic.
They were just amazing. We had over 200 people show up in attendance.
Really?
Yes.
What a good day over there post-college.
It was. Good News Brewing had record sales that day.
Fantastic.
And they accommodated and did my girly frou-frou drink, which sold out because it was delicious.
Well, and that's what I'm really excited for is when we were coming on, I was telling the audience that you really raised some money for Lewis and Clark's nursing program.
We did. Everybody just showed up and really came together in the 3 weeks that we put this together, and we raised over $5,000.
Oh my God.
So,
I didn't even open the damn release yet. Good for you.
We raised over $5,000. I mean, the community was incredible. Anderson Hospital, they gave the lead contribution of $1,000. So that was amazing to kickstart with.
Wow.
And I met with Debbie Edelman over at Lewis and Clark yesterday, got everything signed and taken care of. So we are actually going to have it split into 2 different recipients.
Fantastic.
And
that's going to be a good jump for somebody.
Yes, it'll be great. And the parameters on that is it's preferred to go to a 3rd or 4th semester nursing student. We want to really get them across that finish line so that they can go make a difference.
That's fantastic, Mandie. Did you think it'd get to $5,000?
No, when I talked to, it was funny when I talked to Debbie, I'm like, my dream's to be able to do this, but we're going to make it $1,000. I know I can do $1,000. And it's everything. Everything is just snowballed. It's been amazing.
So how did it all come together? Was it the lead and then everybody else just kind of contributing?
People innately are good. They want to help other people. You just got to give them a way.
Yeah.
And when I went out into the community and talked to the different businesses and told them what we were doing, everyone was just like, this is awesome. How can we help? And I had a lot of people say, is this going to be an annual event? And yes, it will be.
That's fantastic.
We'll just keep continuing this.
That's fantastic.
I figure if we can do 5,000 in 3 weeks, I mean, I feel like 10,000 is not unattainable for next year.
No, it's not. And now you had additional gifts come in from Good News Brewing too.
Yes, Good News Brewing. They had record high sales for them that night.
Yeah.
And they did give a $150 donation towards the scholarship as well. Then we raised on Facebook $1,500 in Facebook contributions towards the scholarship. What else was there?
XO?
XO, yes. They gave over $100 as well. They did a give back event day and were very supportive. Gina Gamblin there, she's so nice. And she helped put that together. They donated towards the raffle and they hosted the give back day and donated to the scholarship as well.
Fantastic. Well, and now what's your big message, to the community, I guess, just on the true, the true success of the True North Galentine's Day, because it's hard to put on an event, especially when you don't really know what to expect.
I've never even attended one, let alone thrown one. So.
That's so cool. Like, whenever it happens, you just kind of go, "Oh my God!" Like this is a movie moment.
Well, I was panicking.
Oh yeah.
I was freaking out, having my little panic attack. But it was amazing to look around and see how people showed up. One of the people. So a little background for me. 16 years ago, I was couch surfing with a toddler and a newborn, and until I got into income-based housing. And one of the people there, I was ugly crying in public. I haven't seen her in at least 14 years, but she was the manager of my income-based apartments where I was at. And she's wonderful. She always treated me with dignity and was very kind. And she tapped me on the shoulder and she said, I don't know if you'll remember me. And I was just instantly started crying because absolutely I cannot forget her.
Right.
And
that has got to be just one of the coolest, full circle moments.
It was. She said, I don't have many success stories, but I wanted to come when I saw you were putting this on. So that meant so much to me.
Well, I bet. And it's got to just feel, especially with your story to have that, opportunity and really just to do everything you set out to, because we all have the great, here's the final product. But when you're able to kind of hit this different spokes of the wheel that kind of make it all what you wanted on the first 3 months, the sky's the limit. The screen's moving.
So I'm trying to take this momentum that I have gained with all of this and keep spinning it. So I had a couple goals when I started this company, and one of them was the scholarship. Another one is to eventually offer shadowing opportunities for nurses interested in aesthetics, and I also always wanted to offer support to women because we lack that sometimes.
Well, that's a big part of who you
And
are too.
I wanted to one day create a support group, but with the momentum of the event, I went, well, now's the time. So we are going to be launching Real Women, Real Talk. The first meeting will be held at Post Commons, and I can't thank them enough. They have just been so supportive in this journey.
Yeah.
They donated the venue for us to have the event on that, and they're also allowing me to use their space for the Real Women, Real Talk. So our first meeting will be at 6 o'clock next Saturday on the 28th, and the topic is going to be self-love. Going forward, y'all will have expert speakers. I have always struggled with self-love. That's a journey for me that I'm currently working on, so I'm going to be the speaker.
Good. Well, I think that's great, honestly.
Terrifying.
Well, it's terrifying, but great for you, too, in the end, I'm sure, to kind of really talk about it, and also for someone to truly connect with somebody that isn't put on, the promotional pedestal yet, especially when it comes to self-love, because that really is a hard topic.
That's a very hard topic.
Even for me, Mandie, because I go through, the depression cycles, and you hear someone talking about, man, I went through it too, but it's like, well, yeah, that's great coming from you. You're a multimillionaire. So it's, but to hear someone that I can connect to, that's local, that's going through a similar part,
And I feel like I've had all the seasons.
Yeah,
I used to be over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I understand that journey of looking in the mirror and not liking the person looking back. So it's definitely it's a struggle.
It's really, I think, a
and
great
I feel like
opportunity.
all of us struggle with it. The other big thing that I want to always promote is women-owned businesses. So during the Real Women, Real Talk, at each one, I will ask a different woman-owned business in our community to come in, set up their products, set up their services.
That's awesome.
So that we can learn their story and support their business that they have as well and see what's offered in our community.
Fantastic.
So I think that's going to be an awesome opportunity there.
Do you got a moment to take a quick break?
Of course.
10:47, a little bit of change on this Friday morning. The 20th day of February continues right here on our daily show, right after this quick one on RiverBender.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
10:50. Welcome back. Daily Show back in with Mandie. And going into the scholarship a little bit more. So take me through the application deadline. When does that start? And who's eligible?
Okay, so the deadline for the True North Nursing Scholarship will be April 10th. The committee meets and sees if you meet the criteria and select on April 30th.
Okay.
So the criteria that I have requested is that you have to be a third or fourth semester nursing student.
Mhm.
I preferred not a first because that's when they get the real eye-opening view of the hospital and either know this is their calling or they need to run, one or the other.
Right.
So I
Lived
was
experience.
Really, yes. The public can be eye-opening, but they're wonderful. So third or fourth semester is preferred. That way we can help them get across the finish line. And also it's going to be need-based. So if you qualify for the Pell Grant or the MAP Grant, then you automatically qualify for my scholarship.
That's awesome.
With that,
That's
you know, the
fantastic.
scholarship should pay first so that they then have the Pell and MAP for their needs that they need to get through that semester.
I like that. I just think it's really cool that you really thought about this too. It wasn't just like a great idea and let's do it. You really had some, really some intricacies to making sure that this is laid out the right way and the way that you felt would really benefit students too.
Well, having lived it,
that's what I'm saying.
You just know, and any way you can make those little differences.
Mandie, I don't get pissed, but I do get pissed because sometimes Lewis and Clark does get a rap, and man, the nursing program has out of
they
this
have a phenomenal nursing program.
They have the toughest microbiology teacher you'll ever have because he's my dad. But I'll tell you,
he does have a reputation.
But what I do know is that whenever I do see a Lewis and Clark nurse, that you guys have been through it and you guys do know what you're talking about, and it's really good work. And that's why I think it's really good to highlight that. It's not, everyone, there's always a good nursing program, but you guys at Lewis and Clark, they have a great one that goes above.
They really do.
Yeah.
And we're so fortunate to have them
Oh,
in
for
our
sure.
community.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recall from years ago when I was in nursing school, but I do remember that their nursing program model has been used in other colleges because they just have it set up so well.
Mm-hmm.
They really do, and they have it together.
Well, and that's why if there's
great people teaching
a student out there that wants to be a nurse and maybe hasn't, they're like, man, I can't go to a D1 or I can't go to the big schools to do this. You don't have to.
No.
It's right here.
I get paid the same amount as somebody who went to the university and is $60,000 in debt.
Yeah.
Always look at your resources of our community colleges that we have because they're just incredible.
They are. I just wanted to highlight that real quick. And we'll make sure that April 20, what date?
April 10th is the deadline. So also I want to note, while yes, grades are important, nursing isn't textbooks.
Yeah.
Nursing is hard.
Yeah,
Either you got the
it's true.
heart and the drive to want to make a difference to people. That's not something taught in a textbook.
Yeah.
So to me, grades was not a criteria.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, you need to pass. But grades.
That's a good point. I think that's a good asterisk to put in.
Yes, passing's important. But no, I don't want
That's
it to be
interesting.
like, you don't have to be a straight A student to
be
still be a
passionate.
nurse.
Yeah.
I
like that.
I worked ICU,
Yeah.
but I was not a straight A student. But
Yeah.
I still had, obviously I was trainable or I wouldn't have been able to do that critical thinking.
I like that.
So I don't want it to just be grade based. It does require that they do a essay about what this means to them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm just hokey, I guess. I'm a little emotional. I like that kind of stuff.
No,
So-
well, I think it's really important for the student too because I think it really reaffirms the commitment to doing this. You aren't just caught up in the school at that point and going, let's just get through it. You get to reflect a little bit. Going into the 28th, is that your SIP? Or
yes.
Your women? Is that a SIP event?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I
and
wanna
they
make sure.
also will be doing another strawberry margarita. I've already asked.
And this is the Real Women, Real Talk. It's a sip, share, and support. This hosted by you, and you're going to be the first speaker.
I'll be the first speaker. Moving forward, there will be other speakers. So March 19th is Thursday at 6. That will be the second meeting, and that one will be hosted at Old Bakery Beer. So they've agreed to host us then. She's also wonderful there, Lauren.
Oh, yeah, Lauren's great.
She's always, doing some kind of event and give back.
So fill me in on this.
All right, so True North has went from True North Aesthetics to several different little things under my umbrella now. So I've got the True North Aesthetics where we focus on skincare and again, I do try to focus on the affordability of the skincare.
Yeah,
I try to
you
work
do.
with people's budgets. I think that's very important. It should be affordable to everyone. Now I have the Real Women, Real Talk. So that is free community support. And I'll also have resources out for people on different things they might need. I've got the True North Boutique. It's an online boutique that I started last week. I will have clothing, everything from
I love it.
the Omnilux mask and skincare line to clothing to funny socks. And I have a whole little Scrub Life department with fun nursing things in there as well. I had an opportunity presented to me from a friend of mine, Corey Lucas. He's wonderful. He ran Revive and Thrive at Fitness for the Soul inside of Nautilus. His life has taken him in a different direction that he is not going to continue this. So he asked me if I would be interested in taking over what he has going on. So I am now absorbing Revive and Thrive. It'll be called True North Revive. And I will be hopefully meeting Corey's patients soon, and they will be getting to know me. And through these services, we'll be offering IV infusions, different injectables, GLP-1 injections to help people with their weight loss journeys.
When you say IV infusions, do you mean like the vitamin?
Yes,
stuff
like
too,
the vitamin
the
bags
hangover
and the hangover. If you had too much fun, you can come see me if you don't feel good, if you've worked out too hard.
Yep.
All those little things to kind of just give you a little jump start.
And you're going to be still at...
I will still be inside Nautilus at Fitness for the Soul, who's owned and ran by Tabitha Schulte.
Can I ask a question?
Of
Just for the pub, and this might be a silly one. If we aren't a member of Nautilus, we can still go see you, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, I'm sorry,
because
no.
like the key card thing and...
So after 8 p.m., you have to have the key card to get in the building.
Gotcha.
But you can come in and utilize all the services that are offered. They also have martial arts. I don't believe you have to be a member to do that. Tab has the whole day spa up there, and now she has me, which makes it into a med spa. But she offers massage. We have the IV infusions. I have the injections. She does lashes. She's a rock star at the lashes. She also offers personal training.
Good plug.
Yes.
Well, and I like that. So, what's the end goal here with everything? Because you're already 3 months in, and it's going fast.
It's crazy.
What's the end of the year look like at this point?
My end dream is I want a space that women can come and feel empowered. So I'd love to have like a living room set up. People take their kids to school, come in, hang out with their friends, drink coffee, shop at the boutique. Maybe I would like to, in my end space, I would love to have a female tattoo artist that does, tattoos, obviously, but also maybe some permanent makeup. I have my injectable side, have the IV side, but then I'd also like to bring in some hormone replacement therapy. And one of the things that doesn't get talked about for women is, let's be real, if I sneeze unprepared, it might not end well. So I would love to have some kind of pelvic health because it's a real struggle for a lot of us, and it just doesn't get talked about. So I want to be just a one-stop shop of empowering things that make women feel confident and help them in general, and be a support community. In the evenings, I would love to host my meetings. I don't know, do you know Diane Dick with the Growth Collaborative? Her and Tara Hurst started the Growth Collaborative.
I know Tara,
I've been doing that journey with them. That's amazing. I would love for them to do that if I'm able to do what I'm dreaming. But I just want all these different resources for women. So that is about, self-reflection and working on yourself. And that group, she's got a leadership group that she's getting ready to come out to. So Diane's just spectacular.
Fantastic. Anything else to talk about for right now?
Oh goodness, just keep watching, because I will. I'm going to keep growing, but I am always going to make sure I do things. So in the fall, I will be doing another community event similar to the Galentine's. I'll have a bunch of different vendors for everybody to come in and support. And I mean, they had a great turnout for the Galentine's. Some people sold out of their product and really got their name out there, which was wonderful. Not sure what the cause will be, because there will always be a cause. I was thinking maybe mental health for the fall, because that is something that just doesn't get enough support. And
I like that.
We need that in our community. And then possibly I was talking with Nautilus about maybe next month doing a small health fair. Having people come in, get some foot traffic in there. Nautilus is a pretty spectacular place. It's huge. And, so let people come in, see the gym, have some people out with health options. And so that's possibly in the works. So
I like it.
We will see.
Mandie, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for a great week of shows. We'll see you back here live at 9 on Monday. Chairman of Madison County Board Chairman Chris Slesser will join us at 9:20. We're going to get the updates from the county, the state of the county, so to speak, for 2026. Talk about all the good. And then 10:35, Hainer Library, we have more guests. And just enjoy your weekend. Not as warm, but, normal February stuff. Until we talk, again, try your best to stay out of jail.